Hello, thank you for joining me in beautiful North Devon in the UK. My name is David Charles, international psychic, medium, and today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, What does he really think of me? What does he or she really think of me? What do they feel for you? Let's find out. What we have here is 4 stacks of cards, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pick a card reading. I'd like you to pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. Use your intuition, go with a number that you like. Whichever you like, maybe you like the crystals, whichever one draws your attention, pick it. And you can pick 2 or 3, you can have all 4 if you want, because each of these 4 stacks at the end will have 6 lucky numbers. So there's 4 lots of 6 lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life forever. They're chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming today. Also at the end of each reading I'll be looking at oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. Sometimes they do, they usually do. So 1, 2, 3 or 4, it's a timeless reading. That means you can find it today, next week or next year or 10 years from now. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you've chosen 1, 2, 3 or 4, we'll split them over there now. You may notice there's 2 separate sections to these. What I've done today is shuffle the cards, minor arcana and major arcana separately, and I've put 3 major arcana cards randomly, I'm going to stress, on each of the stacks. I don't know what they are, and we'll find out in a minute. So we'll put these over there. That's 4, 3, 2. And if you chose number 1, let's find out. What does he or she really feel for you? Here's the major arcana, the first 3. Arcana, the word arcana means secrets. So the major secrets and the minor secrets. And I have, as I always do, going to tell you the negatives first. So please consider subscribing if you haven't, and click the bell icon, and you'll never miss one of my videos, which I do usually once a week, more if I can, if there's time. They take a while to do. Let me tell you the negatives first. I think we are looking at somebody here, for some of you, and it won't apply to all of you, remember, take in what resonates with you, ignore what doesn't, and pick another stack if you'd like to. But somebody around you, number 1, can be aggressive, very bad tempered, and it can spring up from nowhere. They can just suddenly change like that. And this could be both of you. You could both be a bit like it. But I'm fearing that the person I'm looking at here has a hidden secret, a dark, mysterious, possibly skeleton in the oven, and sometimes he or she can get really snappy and sometimes a bit nasty. So you may know about that. Comment below if you do. If not, then it may not apply to you yet. It may be someone heading your way. You may be married to them. You may know them already. You may have been married 30 years. But somebody around you can be snappy, sarcastic, irritating, a sort of person that never sits still. He can be annoying sometimes. He or she, depends on what you're looking at. And their temper can really take you by surprise. And if it's you, your own temper can take you by surprise sometimes. But you don't stay like it forever. You soon calm down, and then it's all sorry. But this person we're looking at, if it's him or her, they may find that it's not easy to say sorry. Some of them may not find it easy to apologize, and that some of them won't think they've done anything wrong. But these are your negatives. I always tell you the negatives first, then we do the lovely positives at the end, and then your lucky numbers. So you are shown to be a person, I believe, number 1, that's been let down in the past so many times by so many people. Not just in love either. You've probably been let down by colleagues at work, by friends down the local pub or the gym, on the golf course. You've been let down and you're getting a bit fed up with it. You have marks upon you, metaphorically speaking. You have the hallmark of someone who's been let down and hurt, and it's because you're too kind and you let people in sometimes too easily. If you look at the this one here, I suppose it's positive really. This is the 5 of Pentacles, and this is, in an ordinary pack, that would be the 5 of Diamonds, and the Pentacles mean money. And you see this person giving to the poor, and that indicates to me, number 1, that you're very generous, and sometimes you can be over generous and to the detriment of yourself. So you're never going to change that. That's part of your makeup, and it's a lovely thing, lovely way to be. But I can see that when you give somebody a gift at Christmas, or whenever, it could be any time, you like to look at the reaction you get. You love to make people happy. You love to please people, and it's good. That's one of the positives. So it's not a negative, but it can be negative if you leave yourself a bit short sometimes. But you are still recovering from people letting you down in the past, and it's making you a bit fed up. So although you have a hidden temper, some of you still have a beautiful, generous, giving side as well. You can be one way or the other, one extreme to the other sometimes. But some of you don't have that temper. It's not all of you, of course. So let's tell you the positives. The question is, the main title of the reading is, what does he or she really think of you? What does he or she really feel for you? The answer is it needs, I believe, to be improved upon. If you want to go ahead with this person into a romance, or continue in a romance, things need to be improved upon. I'm not saying that you're not meant to be together, but you don't look like, as I always say, Romeo and Juliet. You don't look like riding off into the sunset on a white horse. But you can change that, and you can change it by giving it a go if you feel it's worth it. Some of you will know what I mean there. Let me tell you, let's have a look at this Major Arcana card, the Fool card. If you look closely, he's about to step over the cliff. The dog is looking up as if to say, have you lost your mind? This is the Joker in an ordinary deck of cards. The Joker would be two of them, of course. But the Fool card from the Major Arcana, the Major Secrets, is saying to you, take a chance, but don't be irresponsible, don't be reckless, don't jump over the cliff. Don't go out of the frying pan into the fire. If you're thinking about dumping this man or lady because you're thinking about somebody else, remember, the grass is always greener. But that's what it's saying to you. Take a chance, be adventurous. If it's worth having a go at it, have a go at it, keep it going. Try to change this person if you can, but it's very difficult. Or try to involve or invoke more love and more passion. And watch out for dark, mysterious, hidden secrets that this person may have. Of course, it could be you, it could be both, it could be either of you or both. Then you have this one here, the Hierophant. It's like a spiritual person, possibly like, it could even be a religious person, but it could be just your father-in-law or your granddad, somebody you can get advice from who's kind. Some people give advice and it's take it or leave it. If you don't like it, tough. But this one is kind, caring. He won't hurt your feelings if he can help it, but he will try to guide you in the right way. You may know this person. Of course, it could be a lady. You don't always get sex in readings, or genders, I should call it. But somebody is out there. They're on this side. It's not a spirit guide, and they're there, number one, to help you. So don't be afraid to ask them questions. What do they think about maybe this person that we're looking at? Of course, some of you haven't met this person yet, but I'm looking here. I normally look 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So this is what could happen. If you don't like it, you can change it. If I said to you, you're going to get run over by a bus, you'd make sure you didn't. So you can change your reading to a certain extent. You can change the pathway you take to your end goal, but you'll always end up at the same place where we all end up, of course, on the other side. Let's tell you some positives. So there's the Star card. From the Major Arcana, you've got three of those. Notice she has 1 foot on the land and 1 foot in the water. So she's grounded, but she's willing to have a go. She's capable of balance, being a bit like on this plane and being a bit spiritual. And this is you, number one. You have the ability to be really down to earth, sensible, common sense. But you can also be a bit psychic, a bit spiritual sometimes when it suits you. And it's great to have both abilities, something you can treasure. So that tells me that the Hierophant, the Fool card, saying take a chance, and the Star card are all saying to you, if you feel this romance or this connection is worth pursuing, then you must do it. If not, you must be like the Fool card and have the courage to walk away. And I wouldn't say that lightly, but you need to think about whether you need If it applies to you, somebody who has a bit of a temper and it can just come from nowhere for nothing at all, or it may be that you both are a bit that way, as I said. Or do you want to move on and take a chance on finding someone else or a new lover? Because a new lover is not necessarily predicted here today. But of course, if you make that decision, you could change the reading and the outcome. So, the positives. If you're working, also be careful who you trust there, by the way. But if you're working, you may find that there's improvement or promotion coming your way, being offered to you soon. Of course, that will involve giving you more to do and sometimes more responsibilities. But it can also mean that if you're applying for jobs, vacancies and that sort of thing, it's a good time to do it. I'm looking at 12, as I said, to 14 weeks ahead. So it's a good time for work. That's not what the reading's about, but I'll tell you all of it. There is money coming your way. As you see by the Six of Pentacles, the person there, as I mentioned, is giving money to the poor. So it's saying that if money comes your way now, I don't think you're going to change, but don't give it all away. You need to look after yourself as well. You are sometimes too kind and too generous. You tend to go from one extreme to another, a bit moody sometimes a bit snappy. Some of you. I get out of it by saying some of you, you see, because it's not all of you, but take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't. But some of you can be a bit short-tempered, but at the next minute you're generous and kind and giving, not just gifts, but you're giving your love and you're giving yourself and your time. And the most precious thing anybody can give to another human being is their time, because you can never get it back. Never. So, let's take a look at this one. This is one of the nicest cards, and you can see it's covered in pentacles. And these pentacles are, of course, the diamonds, and they represent money and richness, but that's not what it means in this particular instance. The card is showing richness, and it means richness inside here in your heart. So, number one, the question is, what will make you feel rich? Is it money or is it love? For most of you, it will be love, happiness, contentment. But of course, it can mean money. The Ten of Pentacles can mean money, but it can also, unfortunately, mean an inheritance, and you don't want one of those. But money could come your way. Remember the lucky numbers at the end. Don't go without your lucky numbers, because they could change your life forever. You could win the jackpot. But the Ten of Pentacles can mean money, but it usually means richness in the heart, in the soul, and that's what's predicted for you, number one, believe me. But I think you need to make some decisions, and I think you need to make them now, not next week. You need to do it soon. If this romance or this connection, we'll call it, is worth pursuing and you can make it better and more lovey-dovey, then do it. Take a chance. If you want to move on, and don't hurt anybody, by the way, if you want to move on and try to find someone new perhaps, take a chance, but decide. And when you've made the decision, stick to it, because it's important. I want you to be happy, of course. So let's see if the Oracle backs up this reading, and then we'll give you lucky numbers. Remember, the 6 lucky numbers, you may only need 2 of them or 3 of them. You don't need all 6. You may use all 6 for lotteries, but you must gamble responsibly if you gamble with my lucky numbers. Don't forget, don't get us all into trouble. The first card appears to be a water card. This is lilies on a pond. Let's see what I need glasses for this. Should memorize them really. But anyway, this one says, this water card, a fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Well, there you are. That's backing up what I said there. So, nurture your ideas. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas. So if you have ideas, look after them, go with them, follow your heart, follow your intuition. A new start is coming if you want it. You don't have to have it. Let's see the next one. This one's an earth card. Looks like, oh, I'll tell you what that is. It's a field full of sunflowers, probably France, I would imagine. They do a lot of that there. Heal the critique in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. So it's saying you may be criticizing yourself sometimes, a bit self-critical, and you need to stop it. You're a good person, and you need to remember that. This is not a patronizing statement. It's from this reading that shows a good, kind, generous person. So stop criticizing yourself, number one, if you have been. Not all of you, of course. This one's an air card. Looks like the birds are flying. Looking by the clouds, they may be flying south. An air card which says to you, number one, someone from your past has the solution to your need. Think about who it could be. Now, comment below if you would, because I'd like to know. Someone from the past has the solution you need. Think about who it could be. Don't forget to subscribe if you would, please, as well. It does help the channel to go along, and click the bell icon and you won't miss any of my readings. And please share me with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and all that lot. Now we have one more air card again. This one is a field with wispy grass and lovely clouds floating past. This one says to you, this air card, the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? So, number one, have you been having dreams lately? A lot of dreams that seem meaningful. I always say watch out for dreams that are repetitive. If you keep having the same dream, the spirit guides are trying to get through and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it. So, let's read that again. The divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? Very special card. This reading, I think, is saying to you, number one, take a chance. If you want to take a chance on a new lover, do it. If you want to take a chance on the one you've got, that sometimes, for some of you, can be a bit bad-tempered, and for some of you, he or she has a hidden dark secret. Nothing sinister, but it's interesting. I'm now going to give you 6 magic numbers that could change your life forever. If you hit the jackpot and win tens of millions of pounds, let me know, and I promise I won't tell anybody. Let's see what these numbers are. You may need a pen. You can always pause the video. So, your first number is number 7, number 8, 16, 27, 31 and 49. Do they ring any bells? Are they school locker numbers, addresses, car number plates? Maybe you've had someone's birthdays or divorce days or wedding days. They could ring a bell, they may not, but they are important. These numbers can change your life. Remember, I'll give them you again. Number 7, number 8, 16, 27, 31 and 49. Remember, if you're going to gamble with my numbers, do it responsibly. These numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening, or this afternoon, late this afternoon, in beautiful North Devon. These numbers could change your life forever. So have a go. It has been so lovely speaking with you. Please subscribe and click the like button and all that business. And tell your friends about me. And remember, number 1, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. I'll put the timestamps down below, by the way. I should have mentioned that before, so you can find your number without waiting to watch all the others. The first 3 will be Major Arcana on the top. There they go. These have all been shuffled, so I don't know what's coming up for you. Number 2. But the question is, the name of the reading is, what does he really feel for you? What does she really feel? Do they love you? Are they just friends? Do they want to be loving you? Do they want to marry you? All that kind of thing. What do they really feel for you? And I'm going to tell you the truth, so if it's bad, you'll get it, but I don't think it is going to be bad, but let's see. I always tell you the negatives first, of course. This tablecloth sticks to these. It's got all little mirrors on it and diamonds. So, the negatives first, number 2. Remember, it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference at all when you find this, or any of my other 100 and odd readings. You can watch them all. They're all timeless. If your spirit guides want you to find it, you'll find it. And today, you chose number 2. And here it is from these hundreds of cards, number 2. You've chosen these. So there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. So if I say something really bad, it may not apply to you, but I hope I don't say something really bad. But let me tell you the negatives first. To me, a bit like number 1, you've been hurt, but you've been hurt romantically, which happens to so many people. Of course it does. But now you have the barrier around you, depicted by the 2 of Swords, a long way up, and she's wearing a blindfold. So it can mean that you're putting off things, ignoring things, and you're just sheltered by this Freudian wall, if you want to call it that, that stops people getting close. But does it? Because sometimes they can sneak by and you think you're being defensive and stopping yourself getting hurt, but you're too kind sometimes and they get in. You've got high stress levels, which is comes in lots of readings, but this one, they're too high. You've got 8 out of 10 for stress, number 2, and you need to sort that out. It will affect your sleeping. It will, I always say, affect your eating patterns, probably. You may be eating too much or not eating at all, or not eating the right food. You may be drinking or smoking or doing naughties with cannabis or something. Some of you, not all of you, as I keep saying, but your stress levels are too high and you need to lower them. And you need to do it soon, because you can't bend a cane forever, it will snap. So, negatives, there aren't many negatives here. I'm picking up defensiveness, as I said, sleep problems, but there's also a question mark over your love life, depicted by the Lovers here, from the Major Arcana, of course. These are the 3 on the end. The Lovers card usually means you've got some choices to make. Do you go on with this lover? Because there could be a new one coming. You may have to choose from 2 lovers. You may have someone that you like and you may already be married. You may have someone that you like and there's another one that you like as well. You don't know which one to choose. You may think you love both of them and you might love neither of them. It may be just lust or sexual feelings, or you may just be mixed up. So you've got to make some choices. It's not a negative card, but it's something that telling you need to do something, to make choices between possibly more than one lover, or decide whether you really love this person. If not, do you move on? Because it's inviting you to search yourself, to see what your feelings really are. I mean, we may be looking at this person as a friend. It could be a relative of yours. It could be your son or your daughter. But the question is, what does he or she really feel for you? And I feel that, a bit like number 1, it could improve. You don't look like Cinderella and Prince Charming, but there's a couple of kids in this reading, at least for some of you. More than one, I think. You may have more than one. There may be one in spirit as well. Some of you may have had a miscarriage or a termination. Let me know in the comments below. But there's kids here. The positives indicate movement, possibly with the children, as you see here. With the 10 of Cups, they're moving, they're happy. The kids are dancing, they're skipping. They're moving. That could be moving house, but it could be a holiday. And it could be that you're moving in with this connection that we're looking at, this person. Let me know in the comments. You may be considering, as I said, making choices. You may be considering moving in with them. You may be considering marrying them, or you may be considering moving out, because movement is good. Whatever the movement is, it shows happiness, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I believe that some of you have started off as friends. Just friends. You may work with each other, just friends. And I think the 2 of you will, if you allow it, become closer and join together as lovers, which can mean marriage. could go off to Gretna Green. But joining together just means the joining of two souls. The real, can you imagine what that means? Two souls, not two bodies, two souls becoming joined together, as depicted here by the Two of Cups. You'll see the Two of Cups there, and they're joining together. I hope you can still hear me. Should we drop that? Anyway, I believe that you're joined together. If you're just friends at the moment, you will become closer if you allow it to happen, and you'll become lovers. That's the positive side now. Look at this card here, the Major Arcana Strength card. Now she looks pregnant, notice? So it can mean, number 2, that there's a pregnancy close by. Are you pregnant, number 2? Comes up in lots of readings, because lots of people get pregnant, of course. But it's a very positive reading. As long as you make the right choices about your love life, and you will have to make choices, you've come to a crossroads, or you will soon. And I always look at these readings around 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So some of this stuff won't have happened yet. It's coming. You're getting closer to someone, a man or a lady, if you want to, and I think a lot of you do. You're getting advice from an older man. There's the Emperor there. Could be your dad, a father figure, a granddad figure, a bloke at work that is older and gives you advice. This person, as you can see, looks wise, well-seated, literally well-seated. He's been around a long time, is successful. These are the sorts of cards you get for lawyers and judges and that. I'm not saying that's what he is, but it's that kind of person who's really straight with his ethics and his morals and is very respected for it. But he'll tell you the truth. A bit like number 1, the number 1 had the Hierophant, which is more gentle. This one will tell it as it is. If you don't like it, tough, because he's going to tell you anyway. But if you ask him for advice, you'll know it's good advice. Listen to him. Then we have here the Queen of Pentacles. This could be you, number 2, if you're a lady, because this is a woman who's slightly materialistic, not in a greedy way. She's generous, she's kind, she's very fashionable, very well dressed, very feminine. It's not, I don't believe, a 7-foot rugger player. I think she's very feminine. Not saying 7-foot rugger players are not feminine, but this lady is very feminine, very fashionable. She could be a model if she wanted to be. She is quite capable of managing without anyone else. She's probably married, but she doesn't need to be. And she's very important. If this is someone you know, number 2, she, and I should say, of course, it can be a he. You don't get gender stuff in readings. We're all the same in the eyes of the universe. But he or she is good, again, for someone you can chat with on the phone or on Facebook or something and get good words of wisdom from her. But if she gives you words of wisdom, do listen. Don't just think, oh, I'm not doing that. Listen to what she says. So, you're ignoring things that need dealing with, as depicted by the blindfold on the Two of Swords. Your stress levels are too high, especially if you're pregnant or planning to be, because if you're not pregnant now, there's one coming soon, trust me. And if it's not you, it's got to be close because it's in your reading. Movement, anything to do with movement will bring happiness, even if it's just a holiday or even moving your job. If it involves children, so much the better. Let's take a look at some oracle cards now to see if they back up what I've told you, and then your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. You could become a multi-millionaire. And if you do, let me know down below, and I won't tell a soul, I promise. Let's see, 4 oracle cards. Did the bike for these so I can see them. The first one's an earth card, and there we have a planet, I think it's another moon or something, over a tree. So that may not be a real photograph, I'm not sure about that. This card is saying to you, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust it's part of the plan. So it's telling you, number 2, that there's a plan in place for you by the powers of the universe, the spirit guides that are guiding you and looking after you. There's a plan. If it's not what you expected to happen, it's part of the plan, so go with it, go along with it. This one is a fire card. Someone set fire to a rose. All in the taste of art, I'm sure. This one says to you, see the light within yourself and everyone else will see it too. So you need to be aware of the light inside you, your psychic abilities, the light that makes you generous and kind. Some of you will have healing abilities as well, by the way. You may be into healing Reiki or something like that, acupuncture perhaps. Not all of you, but some of you. But see the light inside yourself. See the good things inside yourself. And everybody else will see it too. I always say, if you can't love yourself, how do you expect anyone else to love you? So you need to love yourself, number 2. That's what they're saying to you. That's the Spirit Guide's messages. This one is a water card. We do 4 of these. That's an unusual shot. Looks like the ocean and water and light going through it. Very clever. This one says to you, number 2, somebody wants to help you. Think of who it might be and initiate contact. So somebody, they may have seen you on Facebook or Twitter. They want to help you. I don't know why, but they must care about you. Think about who it could be. Do you know who it could be? Let me know in the comments. If you do, then get in touch with them. That's what it's saying. They want to help you. Don't struggle on all alone. One more oracle card, then your lucky numbers. This is a fire card, similar to earlier actually. A tree, looks like an oak tree, in a field with some birds flying around it. Very pretty. This one says to you, courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. So have courage in your own strengths, be creative, and you'll be rewarded with abundant resources, number 2. Fantastic. So these oracle cards are backing up what I've told you there. I think you've got a good reading. As far as love goes, you're going to make some decisions about your love life, and you need to make them soon. Don't dither around and put things off, because you do tend to ignore things. Now, magic numbers. These numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming. These numbers could change your life forever. So you may need just a couple of them. You don't need all 6. Couple for lotteries or casinos, all 6 probably for lotteries, but let's see what they are, number 2. Your first one is number 11, 13, 24, 31, 36 and 40. Do they ring any bells? Birthdays perhaps, wedding days, engagement days, divorce days, addresses you've lived at, car number plates. They may be familiar. I'll give them you again just in case. Number 11, 13, 24, 31, 36 and 40. These numbers, I said, could change your life forever. Let me know if you win the jackpot. I promise I won't tell anyone. Please subscribe to my channel. It's so lovely talking to you, wherever you may be, from beautiful North Devon, wherever you are in this world. Thank you for watching. Give me a like if you like it. Tell your friends about me on Facebook and all that lot, and share me. And I'd love to speak to you again soon. I'll get ready for number 3 now. But remember, number 2, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. And it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find this reading, number 3, when your spirit guides want you to find it. You've chosen these cards and this stack from hundreds of cards on this table, so there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. Please take in what does, ignore what doesn't. And at the end of this, we're going to do some oracle cards to see if they back it up. There they are. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides, just for you, just before we started filming this evening here in beautiful North Devon. So don't go away without your lucky numbers. They could change your life forever. Of course, if you're going to gamble with them, You must do it responsibly. This time next year you could be a millionaire. Right. If you do, let me know in the comments and I'll keep it private. I won't tell a soul. Right, let me tell you the negatives first. There's your 3 major arcana cards, which I'm going to make sure that I do in the future. I think if people like it. Negatives indicate backstabbing. See that? Easy to learn that card. The 10 of Swords. People may be doing a bit of naughtiness behind your back. People that you think are friends may not be. As I said, it won't apply to all of you. But watch out for a bit of jealousy around you. It comes up in lots of readings. And the question is, the title of this reading is, what does he or she really think about you? What do they feel about you? Well, there's the answer. If it's not now, it's coming. That's the Ace of Cups, which in a real deck of cards, a normal deck, would be the Ace of Hearts. Hearts are for love. This cup is overflowing with love. See that? And the Dove of Peace on the top. The Bird of Peace. It can mean, sometimes, not always, that love is coming to almost overflow from you and into you, which is good. But that's not one of the negatives. The negatives, you have the Hermit card here, which, as always, with most reading, means stress. And it can mean that you need to take a chill out, almost live like a hermit for a while, maybe not contact people for a day or so, as much as you do, maybe give Facebook a miss or something, or whatever it is you're doing, and give yourself some peace and quiet. It doesn't always mean that. It depends on the cards surrounding it, but it's difficult with a psychic reading on a film, on a movie, because there are more than one people, of course, watching. I've got 10,000 subscribers, and if you have subscribed, I want to say a big thank you. It's lovely to have you as part of our lovely family. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, because I'm here, or hopefully, to help you, and I've got over 100 videos that you can watch, and they're all timeless, so you can watch them at any time. It'd be lovely to have you in our lovely our family, wherever you are in this beautiful world. So consider subscribing, click the bell icon, and you'll never miss one of my readings. So, the negatives. Well, this may be negative. You've got the Judgment card from the Major Arcana. Of course, it means Judgment Day. It means karma is coming. So if you've been naughty, number 3, you're about to pay for it. And I always normally look 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So karma is coming. There's nothing here to suggest your karma is bad, so it's good. Of course, it means, as I always say, that it means karma for anyone who's been bad to you. People may be backstabbing you. People may have hurt you in the past, knowingly. If they have hurt you in the past without knowing or meaning to, that's different. But if they've done it on purpose, they will get their karma. And most witches and psychics believe that karma is threefold. So when they get it 3 times over. And 3 times as bad. So if anyone's hurt you intentionally, they better watch out. They've got karma coming. You may never find out, but karma is not negotiable. We all get it, and they will get it, and you're going to get your karma, which I think is really good. So, got some interesting things going on here. The Queen of Cups, probably the best reading of the 3 so far. The Queen of Cups, if that's you, number 3, indicates a lady who is probably spiritual, probably a lover of the coast and the ocean, a lady of beauty inside in the heart, possibly outside as well. The Queen of Cups always reminds me of Princess Diana. Kind, charitable, caring, very attractive, very beautiful, but not just beautiful to look at, beautiful inside as well. And if that's you, number 3, then you're a very special person indeed. If it's not you, it could be someone you're about to meet, and it could of course be a man that's coming your way, and that could be the man we're looking at or the lady we're looking at. What does he or she really think about you? What does he or she really feel for you? And the answer is, I think, very, very positive. Of the 3 readings so far this afternoon, this is the most lovey-dovey one. However, you've got to get your stress levels down. You have to be aware of people that you can and can't trust. So you need to work it out. But don't be paranoid and think they're all bad, because they're not. Then we have the Ace of Wands. From the Minor Arcana, the Ace of Wands, of course that would be the Ace of Clubs in an ordinary deck. And it can mean new beginnings as an ace. So can this one. 2 aces mean new beginnings. That means beginning probably new love. But it can also mean strengthening the love that you have and making it new again. This one can mean new jobs, things you touch growing. If you buy a plant from the shops, it will come into flower. Of course, it can mean fertility and babies. So ask the question already today once, are you pregnant? Number 3, if so, let us know in the comments below down there. I'm sure all my followers will send you a birthday gift for your new baby when it comes. I'm just joking, of course. Here we have the High Priestess, your other major arcana card. This signifies psychic activity, beautiful abundance, blessings, spiritual stuff, and the possibility that you're guided by a spirit right now as we speak. Could be a lady. For most of you it will be a lady. For some of you it will be a chap. Someone that passed over to the other side, possibly not long ago actually. Well, it could be someone that passed away before you were born, but for a lot of you it may be someone you've lost not too long ago, a chap or a lady. For most of you it will be a lady. So it means what they're saying to you is speak to your spirit guides. They can hear you. They can't always answer verbally, but they will send you messages. They will send little signs. Some people think robins are signs and birds, but it can be all sorts of things. But a lot of it will be in your dreams. The spirit guides will tend to try and contact you when you're sleeping, and if they can't get through, you'll get the same dream repeated, which I mentioned earlier. They'll just repeat the dream over and over again and hope that you'll get what it means. So keep an eye on your dreams. But I think you've got a new love, or the intensification of a love you already have. And here you may have spotted this, the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Hearts in an ordinary deck. This chap is holding up a cup, he's making an offer, and it's an offer linked to romance. Now this could be an offer of love coming your way, number 3. It could be a proposal of marriage. He could be asking you to move in with him. He could just be asking you out on a date if you haven't met him yet, if it's someone new. This person, if you don't know already, this person, they're fated to come your way, which means that you'll meet them through natural means. You will not meet them on Facebook or some dating site. If you do that, forget it, because that will be the wrong one. If you go on a dating site to meet love, then you'll invariably meet the wrong one and miss the one you should have met, because the spirit world will pick out your lover for you, and I think they've done that already. And if you go on the internet and meet someone in Lonely Hearts, you could spend 10 years or more with the wrong person. So you may meet this chap down the local village post office. You may meet them at the local gym or the club. But you'll meet him or her, which could be either, and they're romantic, they're kind, they possibly travel a lot, hence the horse. They're arty, they may be watery, it could be a water sign, or they're just arty and they like music and the theatre. That's the usual way they look. And he or she is coming up with something for you that could be very, very special indeed. Please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. So watch out for backstabbing. There are 2 messages of new beginnings. Keep your stress levels down. You've got some karma coming. You're in touch with a lady in spirit, which can give you healing gifts as well. And this lady here, if that's you, she's very special. But if it's not you, it's someone you're going to meet, and he or she, because it could be either, is a very special person indeed. Very special. Kind, caring, beautiful, gifted, and generous. Let's take a look at 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you today. I need my glasses for these. Here they are. The first one's a fire card, all been shuffled. Lots of candles. Probably light in that room. Anyway, you've come, it says here for you, number 3, you've come into your own. Continue to move forward. Sounds like a good thing to me. You've come into your own at last. Maybe for a change your self-confidence is high. You're showing people what you're good at. You're showing yourself what you're good at. You're believing in yourself. You've come into your own. Enjoy it. Move forward. That's what they're saying to you. These are very special messages, number 3. Your second one's a water card. Taken by a surfer, I reckon, that one, if you can see that. This one says, the deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. The deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. If you can't go to the beach or go surfing like that cameraman has, just lay on the couch and imagine you're by the sea on a lovely warm beach, somewhere nice, cozy, safe, and allow the thoughts of the sea to wash away your cares. It does work. Trust me, it works. Allow the sea, the deep blue sea, to wash away your concerns and your cares. So let's have a third one. A water card again. A droplet of water. Looks like it's on a cobweb, so it's a macro shot. Could be wrong, it's on something. This one says, trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. Intuition, remember the priestess, the high priestess? Trust your intuition. Trust your feelings inside. Go with your feelings inside, they're okay. It's okay to trust your inner feelings. Care for yourself and others. As I mentioned at the beginning there, they want you to care for yourself, to love yourself. One more card and then your lucky numbers. Don't go away without your lucky numbers. Another water card. A splash. Fast freeze frame photography. Also macro at the same time. You're more powerful than you realise. It's safe for you to be powerful. So, it tells me you're not to be walked all over by people. You're not to be walked all over by people who would stab you in the back if they're given half a chance. You're stronger than you think you are. You're more powerful than you think you are. And it's okay to be that way. They're saying to you, the spirit world, go for it. You've got a lot of good stuff here. One of the best readings for a week or two, this one. And I'll get ready for number 4 in a minute. But for the moment, I want you to take the lucky numbers down because they could change your life forever. You could be, this time next year, you could be a millionaire. So, let's see what they are. Remember, if you're going to gamble with these, you don't need all 6. You may want just a couple of them. For a casino or something, you may want all 6 for lotteries. But I'll give them you anyway. But you must gamble responsibly. Don't get yourself into trouble. Or me, for giving you these lucky numbers. These lucky numbers were selected by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this afternoon. And they are number 2, 14, 21, 30, 34 and 44. Do they ring any bells, number 3? Birthdays, maybe? Wedding days? Addresses you lived at? Car number plates? I say all this to everyone, but they could be numbers you recognise. They may not be, but these numbers can change your life, believe me, and it's been proven to happen. I'll give them you once more. Number 2, 14, 21, 30, 34 and 44. Let me know down there if you win the jackpot. Please comment down below if you like this reading. Please click a like for me and tell your friends. Share me with all your friends on Facebook if you would, and Twitter and all them things. What's it called? Instagram and all them things. If you share me with your friends, it would help. And please subscribe if you'd like to, and give us a like. And I've bound to have forgotten something, but thank you so much for watching number 3. It's been a pleasure talking to you wherever you are in this world. It's been smashing. From here in beautiful North Devon, right by the sea. And remember number 3, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. And this is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it, number 4. So, you've chosen these cards, number 4, with these 8 cards from hundreds on this table. So there will be a message in here for you somewhere. There could be a few messages. It won't all resonate with you, so please ignore what doesn't and take in what does, or choose another stack or more than one stack. You can have as many as you want. The timestamps are below. A bit late to tell you that now if you found this, of course. And if you are one of my subscribers, I want to say thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that you're subscribed. And if you haven't done, please consider subscribing and click the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I bring out a new video, which is usually once a week, more if I can. This reading is called, What Does He Really Think of You? What does he or she really feel for you? Could be a man, could be a lady, could be a connection you know about, it could be someone you're yet to meet. But we'll find out. There's your 3 major arcana cards, which I'm going to do with every reading from now on if people like it. So what does he really think about you? Do you really want to know? Let's find out. It's a timeless reading, as I said, and I'm glad you found it today because there's a few things here that would concern me a little bit. And I'll tell you the negatives first. I always tell you the negatives first, and then the lovely stuff at the end, so stick around. Then we do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then 6 lucky numbers, 6 magic numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this afternoon. Don't go without your lucky numbers at the end because they could change your life forever. This time next year you could be a millionaire. If you do become multi-millionaire with my lucky numbers, tell us down below. I'll keep it a total secret. Let me tell you the negatives. You have here the King of Swords, which can mean officialdom, police, solicitors. It usually means filling in documents, signing mortgage papers or credit card agreements or letting arrangements or dealing with solicitors, that sort of thing. But if you're signing papers, be careful what you sign. If you don't, well, read the small print, and if you don't get it, get someone to look at it for you because it's important that there's a bit of a warning here about legal documents. That could be negative, it could be positive. You may be signing away a mortgage for your new house. Signing up for it, I should say. There's not many negatives here. You have what we call this a major arcana, the Temperance card there, look. It means exactly what it says. It means take it easy, don't overdo it, don't drink too much. Be temperate in all things. Don't smoke too much if you smoke. Make sure you're eating right, make sure you're resting okay, and try and make sure you're sleeping well. I think you're a bit of a worrier, number 4, and that can, in some cases, stop you sleeping properly. You seem to get to sleep, then you wake up again a few hours later, and you can't get back off. So watch out for that. Temperance is required. You need to look after yourself. Again, this could be negative, it could be positive. It's a Death card from the Major Arcana. Strikes terror in people's hearts. It's a harmless card that means the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. So you're reading your book and all the chapters of your life are in this book, and you're coming to the end of a chapter, number 4, and you're going to open tomorrow a brand new one. That's what the Death card means in most cases. In some cases it can be a bad card if you're expecting someone to pass away. That is very, very rare, and it's the sort of thing you see in the movies. Not in my readings anyway. There's nothing here to suggest that's the case. This card means new beginnings and closing down something that you probably should have closed down before, really. Maybe you're going to give up smoking or change your job or give up your boyfriend. But the question is, what does he think about you? And you may have spotted the 3 of Swords. 3 swords going through a heart. Very pretty. This can mean 3 people in a romance. It can mean that you're being duped or two-timed. It can mean that you're seeing 2 people at the same time yourself. You may be married and seeing someone outside of the marriage. You may be seeing a married man or a woman. But it can also mean interference from mother-in-laws, people down the pub causing trouble, his friends or her friends stirring up trouble, and they are shown to be part of a triangle. Your reading shows, number 4, that you could be in a triangle, and that's the triangle there. If you are, and you're aware of it, then get out of it. You may not be aware of it, but watch out for that. So that's the negatives. I can't see many more negatives at all. Then we have here the Magician. A laid-back character who's capable of doing anything. This could be you, number 4. It could be the man or lady we're looking at. It means they're good at what they do. There's nothing they can't do. They're almost magical. They have the Midas touch. If this person started a new job on Monday, he or she will be good at it. That's what I always say. And that's what it means. The person is magic. Now, if this is you, number 4, then you're a very special person indeed. You don't meet many people like this. This person has charisma, personality. If you go to a party, they'll be surrounded by people. People want him there or her there. They want this person around like the life and soul of the party. And this person is coming your way if it's not you, if you haven't already met him. Of course, it could be your husband. You could be married to this person. You may have known them years. But it's looking good. The question is, the name of the title of the reading is, what does he think of you? Well, I've hinted there may be a triangle, and that could be him being naughty or you. It appears that you need, some of you, not all of you, to end something, which can mean the end of a love affair. It appears that some of you may have an ending coming that you don't want, that you're dreading it, or it may have just happened and you're hurting from it. However, fear not, because you have this one. This is the 9 of Cups, and it is what some people call the wish card. It means that the powers of the universe are offering you a wish. They're offering you something you've always wanted that you may never have had. You may have wished for a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, but it very rarely means that. Of course, with my lucky numbers it could at the end. But the wish card, as we call it, the 9 of Cups, means that you're going to get something that you've always wanted from the powers of the universe. And if it's love, which it usually is, then that's what's coming. So if this person isn't feeling it for you, like the title of this reading suggests, if they're not feeling the love for you, then it may be time for you to move on, because love is coming. If that's what your secret wish is, you may have a secret wish for a new house. Whatever it is, it's possibly coming soon. You may have spotted this 4 of Pentacles. Of course, that would be the 4 of Diamonds in an ordinary deck. The Pentacles mean usually cash, money, finance. That chap there has got his 4 coins, he's sitting on them, he's clutching hold of them, he's not letting them go. That's what they want you to do. If you have some money coming, number 4, sit on it. Don't let it in one hand and out the other. You're going to need it. So you must put it somewhere safe, because I think money's coming. And you're going to need it later on. You may not be aware of why now, but you'll be glad if you keep it. So don't let it in one hand and out the other. What you have here is some really good stuff. You have also the 8 of clubs, but the 8 of Wands, but that's the 8 of clubs in an ordinary deck. The wands are the clubs that people used to hit each other with in the old days. This means, well, you can see it, it even looks like it, things going fast, things speeding up, and it can mean travel. It means lots of communication, lots of things going on, particularly around your earthly life. That's the way you earn your living. So not really to do with this love thing, if that's what you're looking at. Unless, of course, the man or lady we're looking at is someone you work with. Is it your boss? Is it someone you work with that pops in the canteen or the works cafe sometimes? Is it someone that works with you and you spot him in the pub at lunchtime? Or her? That's what it could be. There's money coming. I don't want you in a triangle, number 4. If you're in a triangle and you're aware of it, you should get out of it, really, because something's coming soon, and it's the end of an era soon. Things are changing. Trust me, you heard it here first. Things are changing, and they're changing, number 4, for the better. If you've gone through a rough time lately, and a lot of you have, I can see that, then expect things to improve. If something pops your way that looks like your dream come true, then grab it with both hands. For goodness sake, don't miss it. It's very important, very important. Don't miss it if it comes. You'll know when it comes. Let's check out the oracle, see if they agree with what I've told you. These have all been shuffled, and the first one, I need glasses for this, is a fire card. And that shows a bonfire. So that's good, isn't it? This one says to you, number 4, surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Negativity. Could be to do with this card here, the link to the legal stuff. Officialdom. This can also mean officialdom, by the way, the tax man, that sort of person. People you don't really want to necessarily be mixing with. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. You know what that means. Number 4, I don't need to tell you. If people around you are negative, get rid of them. Don't hurt them, because you'll get karma if you do, but avoid them if you can. You can't always, you may work with them, but you may be married to them, but I think you'll know what I mean. Get rid of negative attitudes. Keep away from negative people. They will bring you down. Your second one, another fire card. And the next one after that is candles. Excuse me, burning on the ocean, it looks like. This one says to you, see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. This is saying to me you're a bit psychic, number 4. Most people have some psychic ability, but this one is saying that you have quite a lot. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. Let me know down below if that means something to you. Please comment below, all of you, because it's so interesting. I love to answer your comments and to read them. And don't forget to subscribe. Another fire card, then it's an earth card. Excuse me. This one is someone camping in the forest, and it looks like the Northern Lights in the distance. Losing my voice. Ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. So, that's 2 cards now that's saying to me you're very psychic, number 4. Ignite, light the fire inside you, the fire that burns bright. It connects you to the divine, to the spirit world. Allow it to happen. Very important. It's a beautiful card as well. One more, earth card this time. You drew 3 fire cards. This one always reminds me that Rocky's in Canada. If you know where that is, let me know in the comments. Could be round the corner from you. Could be somewhere you've been. It could be anywhere. But it's beautiful. This one says your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of being right. So that's not suggesting that you're always trying to be right, number 4. But it could be. So you can't do that all the time. So your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy. It's no good being right all the time if it makes you unhappy. So try to be happy. Allow yourself to be happy. This is a very positive reading. One of the best today. Number 3 was the best, but if you pick number 3, you'll see. You can have as many stacks as you want. And there's 6 lucky numbers at the end of each stack. And now I'm going to give you yours. Number 4. These numbers could change your life forever. If you gamble with my numbers, you must do it responsibly. Don't get into trouble or get us all into trouble. You may need just a couple of these numbers. You may not want all 6. Maybe for a casino or a bet. Maybe to inspire you for something else. You may want all 6 for the lottery, but be sensible. Your lucky numbers are number 4. Not number 4, actually. That's you. Number 12, 16, 26, 33, 39 and 40. Do they ring any bells? Birthdays perhaps? Wedding days? Divorce days? People's birthdays? Car number plates? Places you've lived at? They may be familiar. You may think, why didn't I put them numbers on before? I'll give them you one more time. Number 12, 16, 26, 33, 39 and 40. These numbers could change your life forever. Let me know if you win the jackpot or if you win on the GGs or anything like that. Tell us in the comments below, and I'll put my website address in the comments below for you as well. And remember, gamble safely if you're going to. This has been a good reading, and it's been so lovely talking to you, number 4, from wherever you are in this gorgeous world, from North Devon here, not far from the sea. And it's about 6 o'clock in the evening now here. Don't forget, it's a timeless reading. You can watch it whenever you want. And my other 100 and odd readings, they're all timeless, so you can watch any of them. Please subscribe and click the like button if you like this. And tell your friends, share me with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and all that lot, Instagram. And it's been fantastic talking to you. Remember, number 4, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye.